Good afternoon, members of the media and the listening public of Trinidad and Tobago and those who are on the World Wide Web. Let me extend a sincerest thank you to the members of the media for attending this press conference. This press conference is really geared to assure the citizens and visitors to Trinidad and Tobago at this time of our 2018 Carnival celebrations that the Trinidad and Tobago government has put in place a number of security measures to ensure the safety and security of our citizens and visitors to our country. We have heard of several issues in the security landscape over the last couple of days, and I would also address those. But first of all, allow me to talk about preparations for the Carnival celebrations, which has been ongoing for quite some time. We have ensured that interagency support across the length and breadth of the national security agencies cover Carnival celebrations throughout Trinidad and Tobago. In Tobago, in Roxborough and Scarborough, in Trinidad, from Toco to Icacos, from Diego Martin to Rio Claro. Every area that there are Carnival celebrations, I can assure the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and visitors that there will be law enforcement and security presence, again to provide that secure environment for them to enjoy themselves. This has been structured in such a way that there is a goal commander, and throughout the divisions there are several commanders throughout the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, which of course will be elaborated by the Commissioner, to ensure that there is control and leadership across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. All the agencies of national security are fully mobilized together with the Strategic Services Agency. We've also reinforced security measures across our prisons, both in Port of Spain, Carrera and Golden Grove, to ensure that no security breaks take place in those institutions. So the agencies of national security are well poised to ensure that there are in fact safety and security for our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last couple of days, in the security landscape, there are issues pertinent to intelligence that came to the national security agencies with respect to attempts by criminal activities in Trinidad and Tobago to disrupt our Carnival. You have heard, and I want to compliment the Commissioner of Police in his statement yesterday, that speak to the security agencies what I call predictions and deterrent measures to treat with those who are bent on disrupting our Carnival celebrations. I want to compliment members of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Strategic Service Agencies, who, through their proactivity, have led to several arrests and has caused some disruption in any planned activities to further disrupt our celebrations in Trinidad and Tobago. We will continue to do so. We will continue to use all agencies of the state and measures that we have known through our operations, through our intelligence-led and of course evidence-led gathering mechanisms to ensure that we send a serious and strong message to those who are bent on committing criminal activities, whether during Carnival or after or even before Carnival. The agencies of the state will not stand by idly, but will do all that is in their power with respect to deterring, preventing, prosecuting, and for some, if we can have those measures, incarcerating those who are bent on destroying our safety and security. The agencies of national security are working in an interagency collaboration cooperation. We're bringing all the forces together, concentration of force at the right place and time to treat with those issues. We'll continue to work, regardless of what is taking place around us. Our law enforcement personnel are sacrificing time spent with families, time to be celebrating, and be on the job 24/7, working day and night to ensure the safety and security of our citizens. And we'll continue to do so, because we want to assure our public, we want to assure our visitors at this time of our celebration that we will create the kind of environment, the kind of security environment by our presence, by our operations, to ensure that they enjoy the kind of celebration that we know people come to Trinidad to enjoy, that we know our citizens will look forward to enjoying over the next 2 days. So you will see an increase in both members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, members of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, and all our cities, in Port of Spain, in San Fernando, in Arima, in Point Fortin, in Rio Claro, in Scarborough, in Roxborough. You'll see them in our numbers. You'll also see a number of operations taking place. You'll see stop and searches, when people coming and entering our inner cities. You'll see breathalyzer tests on the road. You'll see our speed guns on the road. Fully mobilized, again with the sole purpose of ensuring the safety and security of our citizens and visitors. We will continue to work relentlessly. We will continue to use technology. We will continue to use what is available to us. And if it means utilizing any other assistance, we will do so to ensure the safety and security of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not only during Carnival, but beyond Carnival. Having said that, I want to then turn you over to the Commissioner of Police, who will reinforce or have his own statement to you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, as you may recall, yesterday I gave an extensive briefing on the developments of what we determined as a significant threat to Carnival Celebrations 2018. Just by way of progress, I indicated yesterday 7 persons would have been detained. I wish to advise that 8 persons have been detained to date. We continue, though, with our investigations, all with the clear intention of completing those investigations within the shortest period of time. But I would want to remind the public that we've done all that we can do at this point in time to avert any threat to the Carnival celebration, so persons can feel assured that Carnival 2018, you would have all the necessary safety and security support of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and I'm sure the Chief of Defense Staff will speak about the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, as we have been partnering throughout the period and will be partnering for Carnival 2018. Carnival 2018 security and safety measures are not limited to the Carnival venues. We are providing a service across Trinidad and Tobago. That service extends to persons who are not necessarily participating in Carnival. So persons who go out to the various locations who are not supporters of Carnival celebration and go on retreats to different parts of the country, we also provide security and safety support to those individuals. And persons who stay at home, we will be policing all the communities. So it's a comprehensive provision of service by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to the citizens of this land. All those citizens, whether they are participating in Carnival or not. I want to encourage persons to take part in the Carnival celebration, enjoy it, feel assured that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service will be out there in the numbers across all the venues for celebrations 2018.
I'm going to ask the Chief of Defense Staff to.
Members of the media, good afternoon. The key word for the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force is support. Throughout the year, we have been providing support to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to treat with a number of security issues, as I'm sure you are aware. For us, Carnival is a heightened and focused period over a few days, and that support has continued. As I'm sure you're also aware, there are some complicated factors that have come into the scenario. We are well prepared for those scenarios and even unforeseen ones. So we continue to work with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in areas of planning, manpower support, strategy, and any other scenarios that may arise. I am personally confident that based on our planning and in the exercises we've done to be prepared for this high point of our year in Trinidad and Tobago, that we are more than ready for the circumstances that we are aware of, and even for unforeseen circumstances. We will continue to work with the police service. This is an ongoing process. We have an excellent process. So from a defense force perspective, bearing in mind our need to support the police, who is perennially challenged and required to answer all these scenarios that emerge, we are shoulder to shoulder also behind as required to ensure that the police is successful and that whatever is required of the Trinidad and Tobago Defence Force, we can provide. From where we stand, we are confident that we can deal with whatever situation may arise over the next few days and the foreseeable future.
Members of the media and the listening public of Trinidad and Tobago, let me once again reassure you that all agencies of national security will be working assiduously during the next couple of days and beyond, as I said, to ensure the safety and security of our citizens. We will bring together all our technology, all our manpower, because we believe by doing so, we'll create a kind of environment for our people and visitors, especially during our Carnival celebrations, to enjoy themselves without having to worry too much about security. We will take care of that, ladies and gentlemen. We make that assurance that we will do so. We now open to any questions that you may have. You have a microphone there?
Yes, sir. Just go ahead and ask the question.
Okay.
Hey, Ryan, I'm Davis, Trinidad Newsday. First thing I want to really look into is the potential threat to disrupt the Carnival celebrations. Yesterday, the Commissioner Williams, Acting Commissioner Williams, he said something to the tune of unusual acts of crime, including violence. I was hoping that you could clarify or extend on that, because it seems like a little bit of a vague statement that could mean almost anything.
Well, I would share with you that the statement itself cannot mean any and everything. It's specific in relation to criminal acts. And I went beyond just saying criminal acts to include that those criminal acts involve violence. So I was as specific as I can be at this point in time, letting you also know that we are conducting the investigations, and all the investigations are all geared towards unearthing sufficient evidence to prosecute the individuals. As soon as we would have achieved that by having the necessary evidence to prosecute, we will prosecute.
Mr. Commissioner, can I just pick you up on that point? Do you have any reason to believe that these acts of violence may involve explosives or grenades or C4? Because we've seen WhatsApp pictures being circulated, supposedly, of these items being in the country.
Well, I'm not too sure what you have seen, so I would not speak to what you have seen. We have shared that it involves violence, and we've shared it involves violence, which includes firearms. We have conducted searches for firearms and other forms of explosive.
You mentioned that once you gather sufficient evidence to prosecute or to move forward, you would do so. But exactly what lane are you looking into? What kinds of crimes are you looking into with regards to pursuing a charge or investigating further? What exactly are you going to? If you have to charge these 8 men, as you correctly so far, what would you be charging them for? What crime would you pursue?
Well, I shared yesterday, as a question was posed in relation to the listing of offenses. I am not presenting a listing of offenses by way of supposition. I am indicating that specific offenses are being pursued. Once evidence are obtained for those specific offenses, we will prosecute, and we will again update the media. We are updating on a daily basis, and we'll update the media as soon as we reach that point and highlight what offenses the persons have been charged, and also name the persons who would have been charged for those offenses.
Okay. With regard, same topic, basically. We know that there was an extensive investigation ongoing right now. Could you tell us the divisions involved in this exercise?
Well, I would not want to limit it to specific divisions. This policing issue involves the police service. We are using all our resources, and there are different features of our policing effort. With this particular investigation, we have some dedicated investigators charged with the responsibility of investigating this matter. And it really doesn't matter which section they come from. Police officers, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service members, they all selected to conduct this investigation. I just engaged them in some briefing, and they are continuing the effort, knowing for a fact that the police service is not intending to detain anyone unnecessarily. So they are moving with speed as a critical piece of their pursuit.
Okay, so you wouldn't be able to at least clarify who will be taking the lead in the investigation, what division will be taking the lead in the investigation, which groups or anything like that will be spearheading the operations and investigations involved in this particular
I would not at this point in time want to name anyone. So I've not named the investigators, and I've not named the persons who have been detained.
I was actually hoping you would have been able to give a little bit.
But I've named myself as the lead of the police service.
Yeah.
I'm directly involved in the process. So one person you're sure has been effectively named is the head of the police service.
So I can safely say, yeah, you've taken a personal hand in this, and everything is okay. With regard to other acts of crime that have been going on so far, there have been a lot of reports of robberies, tourists being held at gunpoint. Actually, we got one today where up to 13 tourists were arrested, were robbed while going to a fete. All right. How is the police service going to be treated with these crimes, and how they seek to catch these criminals, because they seem to be very...
Well, I've just been briefed on that. The Deputy Commissioner of Crime and Support has assigned a full team of specialist investigators to pursue that matter, because that one is very, very unfortunate. I don't want to comment on it, even though I'm urged on the inside to comment on that. We need to understand in Trinidad and Tobago, every one of us has a critical role, one in the imaging of this country and in keeping law and order. And it goes as far as the taxi drivers, maxi taxi drivers. Everyone has a role, a critical role. But I don't want to comment further because the investigation is at a critical stage, so I don't want to comment further on the issues around the maxi taxi driver, the passengers, or anything like that.
One last question from me. Well, we were briefed on the security measures being taken by the Gold Commander Dillon. All right. He mentioned as one point having police officers at all the entrances and exits, Carnival cities, Carnival areas. Has that yielded any results thus far? And can you enlighten us on what results?
Well, the presence of the police officers there, the result that it should yield is to provide safety and security for citizens at those venues. And I would say, yes, it has yielded that very said result, that those venues have been safe and secure.
Good afternoon again, Urvashi from CNC3. Minister, you did say that there would be reinforced security measures at prisons or locations of the prison. Now, interestingly, a person on remand, Rajai Ali, he was moved on Friday from Pritchard Street to Golden Grove. Is that part of the security measures? Are you at liberty to tell us why he was moved?
The security measures I mentioned was with respect to security around the prisons. I've used my words selectively. Around the prison, not within the prison. Anything within the prison's domain is the sole responsibility of the Commissioner of Prisons. With respect to providing security on the outskirts and the perimeter, we have used other agencies of national security to reinforce that. So we have perimeter around the Port of Spain prison and also around the Golden Grove prison. But within the prisons, that's the sole discretion, sole responsibility of the Commissioner of Prisons, who can move or adjust prisoners as he sees fit based on his estimate of the situation.
I understand that, but I've spoken to one of his relatives, Mr. Ali's relatives, who seem to believe that an instruction came from the state, from your office, the Minister of National Security's office, to have him moved.
Well, that's his thought pattern, but I can't see where he got that reasoning from. But I can say to you that whatever happens within the prisons is based on the discretion, based on the information, based on the intelligence of the Commissioner of Prisons.
Now, yesterday, Acting Commissioner Williams, he did tell us, well, he didn't actually clarify whether or not the U.S. was involved in the investigation of this Carnival threat. I'm not sure if you are at liberty to speak today if the U.S. did in fact advise and assist the TTPS in the detention of the 4 persons last week Thursday. Now, you did say intelligence came to national security agencies that there were threats to disrupt Carnival, so I'm just asking, where did the intelligence come from?
For the simple reason, intelligence is a very precise and very guarded piece of information. So I will not disclose where the source of information is as far as intelligence is concerned. It will, of course, will not lead to the kind of operations or the continuing support that we require. So that I can say to you that this operation is a Trinidad and Tobago Police Service-led operation. And we also, when utilizing intelligence gathered within our own intelligence community to lead that operation.
One newspaper published an article saying that the FBI was interrogating the 4 persons who were detained on Thursday. Could you respond to that?
But that would not be correct. Right? So the FBI is not interrogating anyone in Trinidad and Tobago.
Are any U.S. officials interrogating our locals? Is that allowed?
And that is also not correct.
So basically, I would just like to know, the threat is still alive from you, Minister. Is the threat to disrupt Carnival still alive, or are you satisfied that the detention of these 8 persons sort of thwarted that threat?
I am satisfied that we have disrupted the threat to treat with the issues, the security issues around Carnival celebrations. But we will continue to be vigilant, because one cannot be 100% sure that you have totally disrupted. So we'll continue to be vigilant, utilizing the agencies of national security, again, to ensure that safety and security for visitors and nationals for the Carnival celebrations.
Just one final question. You said that the agencies of state will do all in their power to ensure,
to ensure the safety and security for the citizens of Carnival.
Is that enough? Given the information you have about the threat, because you all are the only persons who actually know what the threat is, what it involved, where it was targeted to, who was targeted, do you think that that's enough?
Using all their powers, that's what they have to do. That's what their responsibility to do. They must do what is within their powers to do. What they're legally prepared for. What are their roles and responsibilities? They're doing all that they have to do within their powers. When I say that, I mean that they're doing all within their powers, within their rules, within their regulations, what they've been created to do. And that's what they have to do. That's the expectation. That's what they must do.
But remember, we have reminded that as we look at safety and security, it must never be limited to the security services. It extends to every single citizen having a particular role, and we've called on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to exercise that role, be vigilant, be supportive. If you identify and see something, share the information. So it's not only the security forces, it's the security forces and the law-abiding citizens of Trinidad and Tobago working together to ensure Trinidad and Tobago is a safe and secure place.
And that includes the media, of course.
All right, Nico Passanal of the TV6 News. We've been very specific to say that this is supposed to disrupt Carnival. We've also been very specific to say that it involves violence. Is there any reason at all about skirting away from the word terrorism? Because that is literally what terrorism is.
We are, and the Commissioner could amplify that, but we are dealing with criminal activities based on our intelligence that would gear to disrupt Carnival.
So we're not calling it terrorism?
Criminal activities that would gear to disrupt Carnival.
For a group of people?
Criminal activities that would gear to disrupt Carnival. You're trying to cancel.
All right, we'll entertain one more question, Minister.
Yeah, sure.
Good afternoon, Minister. Peter Christopher from the CTV. Well, this question is more geared towards the Acting Commissioner of Police. Among the 8 detained, do they have any connections to any international organizations? There is a suggestion that some of those detained may have connections to the Islamic State.
Well, as you would be well aware, at a briefing like this, we have to control what information we share. We are conducting an investigation. The investigation is ongoing. We believe we need to be responsible in sharing information, and we've shared as much information that we can share at this point in time. But we have given the undertaking, as developments take place, we will provide the public with added information, added updates on an ongoing basis, so that you can facilitate transmitting that information to the general public.
All right, thank you very much, members of the media, for your time.
Thank you very much.